So I'm super excited for this because what we've been talking about, obviously, the last day and a half is all this webinar stuff. And then for me, it's like it's building the foundation, right? It's the car that you need to get to where you want to be. But the car is really, really awesome without any fuel. Like it's a car that's sitting there, right? And I know from Liz, for example, when she had her webinar, it was there, it was done, everything was finished, but she didn't have the right fuel. And as soon as she got the right fuel in, it was just like, boom, everything after that started working, and boom, 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 started growing. And so it was really, really cool. And I almost feel like I don't need to introduce him. We've been talking about him all week long, or all the last day and a half. But this is Mike Nelson, and I'm so excited. We just started kind of getting to know each other over the last month or so. When we get the new funnel hacks up, he's going to start driving traffic for us and hopefully do some similar stuff for us as he's doing for Liz. But as you can see from his headline, this headline just sold me. Are you guys ready? Is that awesome? How we turn $1 into 116 for Liz using Facebook ads, and then the 4-step process you can use to duplicate. So I'm excited for this, you guys. This is the key to makes all this stuff work. This is the fuel for your fire. And I want you guys all to stand up and give a huge round of applause to Mike.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Oh man, like I'm so excited to be here. It's just like I never expected to be here. I just got to thank Russell for giving me the opportunity, and of course Liz for giving me the opportunity to run traffic for her. So as you guys know, here's the headline: How I Turned $1 into $116 for Liz using Facebook ads. Pretty sure you guys know who Liz is by now. Everybody, she's the rock star right here. Everybody's been talking about her for the past couple of days. And I mean, it's an honor to work with her. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys the 4-step process that I use in order to run these ads for her on Facebook and turn around and make them profitable. Not only that, but I'm going to show you guys how easy it is after you follow these 4 steps to create these ads yourself, and then go out there and to create, in your own business, create ads and have the same success. So my goal today, most of you guys that know me, you probably know that traffic is actually not my thing. I started off in real estate. I have several rental properties. Real estate was my main business, and I kind of like stumbled upon traffic. So I'm not going to hold anything back today. Everything that I do, the same thing I do for Liz to run ads, I'm going to give you guys everything. So I'm not going to hold anything back. By the end of the day, you're going to learn that 4-step process. And what that 4-step process consists of is how to find your target audience on Facebook. How many of you guys know who your audience is on Facebook? Show of hands. All right. How many of you guys don't know your target audience on Facebook? I'm going to show you guys how Facebook makes this easy to go out there and to find the people who are going to buy from you. All right. Next, how to target these users with adverts. So what ads should you use? There are several different ad types that you can use on Facebook. I'm going to tell you the ones that work best and what situations they work best in. The proper way to reach this audience, most people, they don't know, what should my ad look like? I'm going to give you one simple tip that's going to make it super simple for you guys to go out there and create ads that convert. And then lastly, a lot of you guys may not know about this, you may know about it, but I have a secret weapon. And this secret weapon actually makes me look good, because a little tip about it, it actually lets me create 300 ads in under 5 minutes. And all types of split testing that can be done with that. So I'm going to show you guys that tool, and then I'm going to show you how to use it. Does that sound like something you guys would be interested in? All right. And then lastly, I'm going to show you the actual case study that me and Liz did with how we spent $1 and we made $116 each time someone clicked that ad. And the good thing about this case study is that we're not done yet. So it's actually going to be cool. I can't wait to show you guys this case study. I actually just went through the stats last night, and I was wild. So you guys will be able to see that as well. And then lastly, I'll let you guys know how you'll be able to work with me. I'm going to show you guys everything that I'm going to be doing, but sometimes you get people who just want to, focus on the front end stuff. Facebook advertising just isn't their thing. So I'm going to show you guys how you can work with me. You guys ready? All right. So a little bit about me. As I mentioned to you guys before, I started off in real estate in about 2009. And in 2009, I started a blog, started a real estate blog to teach people how to, I wanted to help people get involved in real estate. And I created that blog, and I decided to run Facebook traffic. So when I started running Facebook traffic to my blog, it wasn't converting. So from about 2009 until like November, October of 2013, I was running traffic to Facebook, and I wasn't making any money. And if you can see up there, I don't know, it's real small. I named my account the Get Money account, and I got no money. I had no money from Facebook coming in. I was just running ads, and I wasn't making any money. But then it was about in November of 2013 where I came across a course that taught you how to run, how to sell t-shirts on Facebook. All right, so I came across this course, and the reason why I'm telling you guys about this course is because I purchased the course, and then I ended up selling t-shirts on Facebook. Well, I was selling t-shirts to people like grandmothers, to people who like guns, to, skateboarders, all types of people. Well, that was actually when everything started to turn around for me, because as I'm marketing to these people to sell them t-shirts, these people will buy other stuff as well. So it started to click for me. And at that point in time, when I started selling those t-shirts, I realized that I can sell skateboarders, skateboards, or I can sell different types of stuff to these individuals. And that's where it clicked, and everything just went off from there. So a little bit about me in 2014. In 2014, or actually, that's me and my son right there. His name's Darius. He's 7 years old. And actually, that's our first trip in April of 2014. We just went to Disney World. That was my first trip as well. I wasn't able to go as a kid because my family just simply couldn't afford it. So Facebook advertising allowed me to actually come out and take my son to Disney World for the first time as my first time as well. So in 2014, also what happened is I spent $293,734.49 on Facebook of my own money. So I have clients as well. I work with them. If you add that in there, it'll be way higher. But just of my own to my own products, that's how much I spent last year alone. In 2014, I ran a total of 20,345 ads on Facebook. So it's a lot of ads. It adds up. And also in 2014, as I mentioned, I have a t-shirt business. I was selling on a third-party website. I did over 1.5 million in online and selling t-shirts. Since then, I actually went over to my own website, sell customized t-shirts nationwide now, all through Facebook advertising. So we're doing pretty good. Since this January 1st, we're almost about to hit 100,000 for the month. So what's today, the 12th? It's actually doing really well. So I guess you guys can say I know a thing or two about Facebook ads. All right? So with that being said, are you guys interested in my 4-step process on how you can go about creating Facebook ads yourself? Perfect. So as I mentioned, I've ran a lot of Facebook ads. And even though I've ran a lot of successful ads, we've had a lot of unsuccessful ads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys what works and what doesn't work from my experience. You guys cool with that? Yeah. All right. So the first thing is I'm going to need you guys, I want you guys to interact with me. If you've learned, if I teach you something and you pick something up that is brand new to you, I need you guys to let me know. All right. Kind of look like that guy. That's my long lost cousin, actually. They took that picture last night when he seen that I was doing the webinar stats for Liz. So you guys will be able to have that same expression once I show you guys that case study. So the first thing that you guys need to do is find your audience. All right, write that down. You want to find your audience on Facebook. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to go and create an audience inside of Facebook so you can start targeting your ads. How many of you guys have heard of audience insights with Facebook? Okay, I don't see a lot of hands. That's good. I can show you guys a couple of things. Facebook just recently came out with audience insights, I want to say probably towards the end of last year. And what Audience Insight does is you type in an interest into Facebook, and it'll tell you all of the people who like that interest and then what pages they like. It'll tell you the demographics, how old these individuals are. It'll tell you if they're male or female. It'll tell you if they're married or single. So I'm going to go and show you guys what Audience Insights looks like on Facebook, and then also how to use Audience Insights. All right, so can everyone see this? All right, so in Facebook, if you go inside the Ads Manager, there'll be a tab called Audience Insights. And once you open this up, it'll give you an option to choose everyone on Facebook. You can choose a custom audience. So to create a custom audience, let's say if you guys have an email list, you have an email list of 5,000 or 10,000 people, you can upload your email list into Facebook, and they'll tell you what what pages they like, what the age demographics of your email list is. So you can get a lot of information on there, but let me go ahead and show you guys how you can just find out information if you don't know it just yet about your particular audience. So I'm going over here and click everyone. And right now, I wish I could make this bigger for you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it work. So for me, how many of you guys have seen MTV Cribs before? When they go to the bedroom, what do they say? This is where the magic happens. For me on Facebook, this is where the magic happens, because this is where you're going to create your audience right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in an interest. So I'm going to go ahead and spice it up a little bit. How many of you guys have heard of a website called Ashley Madison before? Okay, not a lot of hands. So what Ashley Madison is about is, you don't have to admit it. So I'm going to say, listen, for those of you who don't know what Ashley Madison is a site for, I don't condone it, but it's for people who are married or they're in a relationship and they would like to have an affair, okay? There's people out there like that. But you can actually find this audience on Facebook. So I'm going to type in Ashley Madison. It's an interest on Facebook, and it has about 300,000 people that like Ashley Madison, okay? I can see the ages of the people. I can see the demographics, if it's male or female. They have lifestyle categories, and then also relationship status. So as you can see, 45% of these people are married, and they have an interest in the page Ashley Madison. So let's say if I want to target people who are interested in having an affair, and if I want to run, let's say, a CPA ad to individuals, for this Ashley Madison website, I can find men between the ages of 18 and 65 and over who are interested in this website, Ashley Madison, all right? But it doesn't stop there, because what else I can do is I can go after men. If I scroll down here to the advanced category, I can go after men whose relationship statuses are either engaged or married. And it'll show me the audience size up here, which is around 45 to 50,000 people. So if I want to go after men and run a specific ad geared towards these individuals, I can do that. And the way that you would do that is you would come up here, because Facebook already has the data already over here. I would come up here and I would save this audience. So I'll click Save As, and I'll save this audience as, let's say, Ashley Madison. And what that'll allow me to do is go into Ads Manager and create ads with this particular audience. I can split this ad up into people between the ages of 18 and 24, between the ages of 25 and 35, and I can just run those ads to those individuals. All right, so enough of that. Let me show you guys some other things that we can do. Yes? Well, actually, I won't be covering that in here, but it just depends on your particular niche. Some niches, they have, you may only have 25,000 people. You may only have 50,000 people. So it just depends on your niche. It doesn't matter to me. I run, different webinar ads to people who, that only have about 800 people in that specific audience. So it doesn't really matter. All right, so let me show you guys some other things. So let's say if I want to, I'm starting in a new niche, and I want to target people in the United States. And let's say if I want to go after people in coaching, just coaching in general, let's say, lifestyle coaching or health coaching, or let's say coaches like basketball, football coaches. What I would do is I would come over here to interests, and I would type in those specific categories. But actually, I have a little tool which makes things a lot easier for me. A friend of mine created this where I can just go in here and I can just type in coaching, and I can search. It'll pull up every interest on Facebook that has the words coaching in it. So this is going to pull up all of those coaching pages for me. And then what I'll do is I'll come over here, and let's say if I want to target personal trainers, I can just highlight this, target personal trainers. I can come down here and I want to see, let's say I want to target these positive coachings or career counseling. I can come down here, I can select those, I can copy them, and I can come over here and post it into interest. All right, let me close that. Now, what I get is I get around 8 to 9 million people who like these specific interests. All right. Now, let's say if I wanted to go after men. Now I have men. It's 3 million people. I want to target these coaching individuals, and I want to find out more information on them. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on some of the ways that I go about doing this. Now, when I use audience insights, you start off creating an audience with your specific interests, and it's going to start off as being male and female. Now, what I do after that is I then go into men, and I look to see, you have pages that they like. So you come up here, and you click pages liked. It'll give you some other pages that these individuals like. Now, the reason why I split it up by like males and females is because males like different pages than females. So if I go and add pages into my interests of women into the male category, my audience isn't going to be as tight as it could possibly be if I could just go and find pages that males like and then pages that women like. So this is a way that I make the magic happen. I go and I create my audience for a specific category. Also with audience insights, you can see other pages that they like. So let's say if I want to target fitness coaches, I can then go and I can add men's fit club into this interest category over here, and my audience will grow. It'll become larger. All right. And what I do with this is I take about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just playing around in here, growing my audience so that I can get a very niched audience to run my ads to. All right. So that's just a little bit of information about the audience insights and how you go about creating your audience. Later, I'll show you how this plays into my secret tool, because what I'm going to do is usually when I create an ad, I'll have a ton of different interests. And I don't run my ads to all of those interests at one time. I break them out because I want to see what interests are going to convert. And we'll talk about that in the case study as well. But let me go ahead and hop back over here into the presentation. All right, so now that we have our audience, we know who our potential customers are. Now the next step is going to be we need to create an ad. Now, in Facebook, you have 3 different types of ads. And here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about targeting those users with those specific type of ads. All right. How many of you who knows what type of ad this is? It's a newsfeed ad. Any specific type of newsfeed ad? Okay, it's a promoted post, but what I like to call these are link ads. And the reason why I like to call these link ads is because when someone clicks on this, it takes them directly to the web page. Okay? These are great for webinars because when someone sees it in a news feed, they're going to see that image and they're going to click on it. And as soon as they click on it, it takes them to the registration page. So I love using these for different types of products, webinars, anything you want to sell. The newsfeed ads are great, and because they go directly to the sales page. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that in your newsfeed ad or your link ad, you're going to have your copy above the ad, usually telling individuals to click the link below in order to send them directly to that page. Then also, right here, this is a sponsored ad. This is what I like to call this a page post ad. Some people like to call it a photo page post ad because like the other one that I showed you before, when they click on this image, it doesn't take them to the website. It takes them directly to a photo. So when they click on that, it'll take them to a photo, the photo will enlarge, and then if they click right, it'll scroll to other photos that's on your page. I don't like to use these for webinars because, as I mentioned, if they click the photo, it's going to take them to other images That's not what I want. I want to take them directly to my registration page so that I can get them on that webinar. So I don't like to use these for webinars. If you ever do use these, one thing that they're good for is like brand recognition. Like I would use this for a retargeting ad. If I had a product, I would use this type of image so I can stay in front of those individuals with the retarget ad. Also, if I do use something along these lines, I want to make sure that I put my link in the post. So where your copy is up top, you want to make sure you have a link there so that people know where to go. If there is a product that you're promoting with that photo, let them know that the link is below, or above or whatnot. And then right here, a lot of people, how many of you guys are using right side ads? A lot of people kind of shied away from right side ads because in the past, they didn't do too well, but just recently Facebook enlarged the sizes of the right side ad. And these ads are amazing. They work great for people. If you're targeting people who are in internet marketing, right side ads they're great because these individuals are usually on their desktops and right side ads only show up on desktops. Also, it's good. I don't know why, because I thought that older people use like iPads all the time, but for some reason I get a lot of 45 and up males clicking on right side ads. So, I mean, a lot of the women, they click on they're on mobile. So like older women, they're usually on mobile, but older males, you can use right side ads to target them. So here's a couple of samples of right side ads that popped up on my news feed. Got one from Dollar Shave Club. Like they advertise like crazy. Their retargeting is pretty good. A couple of other ones up there, but right side ads, here go a ClickFunnels ad actually. Right side ads they work very well. I love them. So if you want to target your customer, you have 3 options. Well, actually you have 4 because you have video as well, but you have your link ads, which are good for webinars. You have your page post ads, which are good for like products and stand in front of your customers. And then your right side ads. Now, one thing I like to do is you have your link ads and right side ads. When you create them, they can actually be the same ad inside of Facebook because they're actually the same size. But I like to make sure that when I create my right side ad, that my headline is shorter. Because if it's a longer headline, then it's not going to show up in that right side and it's going to be cut off. But if it's a shorter headline, like let's say crack new traffic methods, they can see that. And then also if you look at the description below, they can see all of that in the right side ad as well. But if you use your link ad and it has longer text, it's going to be cut off. All right, so once you decide on what type of ad you like to run, here's an actual ad that I ran in one of the campaigns that I've done. It was selling a ClickBank product on Facebook. And the parts of the ad that I like to let people know about is the first sentence of your ad, I like to have it be a question because I like to spark people's interest. So in this one, it says, would you like to turn your photos into amazing works of art? And the product that I was promoting here was a Photoshop tutorials, which was a ClickBank product. And below that, I like to tell them what they will learn in the course. So I like to ask the question, tell them what to expect, and then I give them bullets. And below there, it'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll just tell them like what they can expect in the ad. Below that, it'll be a call to action, letting them know, hey, if you click here, this is what'll happen. Then you have images. Your images, you want to make sure that these images relate to your niche. So let's say if this one right here, it's going towards photographers. So I have a lady with a camera. This worked extremely well. I was getting clicks like 2 cents to 13 cents. With certain niches, if you use that image that relates to them, they're really going to respond to it. So usually, if you're running a webinar, I recommend either niche-specific images, or if you want to go with branded, then you can post images of yourself. And with Liz, images of herself really worked well. And then lastly, headlines. I really couldn't tell you guys like what's going to work as far as headlines because it's different from niche to niche. And the only way that you're going to find out what headline works is going to be to create a couple of them and then test it. And I know that may seem like it's going to be a long task, but this tool that I'm going to show you guys in the case, in a bit, it's going to show you how you can test all of your headlines pretty easy. Everybody following along? Cool. And then below your headline, which it says Advanced Photoshop Tutorials for Photographers, it says you don't need a $3,000 camera or a 1500 lens. You can basically just add on to your copy at the top below there. So how do you go about finding the copy for your specific niche? I'm not a copywriter. Actually, when Liz actually asked me to run traffic for her webinar, I've never ran webinar traffic before. So what I did was I went out there and I found ads in that specific niche and I copied them. I basically, got the idea. So I created a swipe file. I went through the news feed and I swiped a couple of images of different webinars or products that people were promoting. And I basically saw what was working for them. And I kind of like, geared up our ads that was similar to theirs. I created about 3 different variations of each. And then we basically put it in the program and it mixed it up for us. And we were able to see exactly what worked. So here's a couple of images. These are the exact ones that I mimicked in the webinar ads that we ran for her. I just went through a couple of newsfeed ads. I screenshot them. And then we just went ahead and we created them. So yeah, what's your question? All right, so another thing, if you want to find newsfeed ads for your niche, this is what I would recommend to do. Go to the audience insights, see what pages people in your niche like, and then go like them yourself. All right, and also, if you don't want to like 100 pages, just click on them. Because what Facebook does is if you actually click on a page, let's say that's dealing with guns, you're going to start seeing gun pages in your newsfeed. Or yeah, gun ads or gun sponsorships in your newsfeed. And the reason for that is because that's how Facebook does their algorithm as far as how you can target individuals through their ad platform. So if you click, and I don't know if this has a laser on it, but if you look in your newsfeed, you can actually see how they're targeting you. So in the top right-hand corner of one of these ads, you'll click an X and you'll click, why am I seeing this ad? And you'll see how this person is targeting you. Sometimes it can be because the people who are in a specific area. It'll be because it'll say you have an interest in guns if you clicked on a gun page. So this is how you'll be able to start seeing those ads in your news feed. Does that answer you guys' question? Perfect. So yeah, you don't have to be a rocket science. All you got to do is go out there and get a swipe file, look at some of the other pages that's in your niche, and find some ads that they're running. Now, that top secret tool that I told you guys about, you guys want to hear about it, or should I just go on to the case study? All right, so the top secret tool, if I tell you guys, you got to promise that you're not going to tell anyone about it because it's top secret, right? So the top secret tool that I use, which makes my job a lot easier, it makes split testing a lot easier, and it makes you money. It's a tool that I use by the name of Koya. How many of you guys have ever heard of Koya? That's great. Not too many hands. What is it called? It's called Koya. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I just know that that's what it looks like. It's Qwaya. And I'm about to show you guys how to use it actually in a minute. So Koya is actually, let me log into Koya so I can actually show you guys better than I can tell you, because it actually lets me create these ads so that I can go ahead and I can run 300 or so ads at a time. So as I mentioned, it's Qwaya. And I'm actually going to show you how I run ads on Facebook and I create different variations of these ads. What's that? Found inside Facebook, or is it found on? Gotcha. Koya is it's a third-party program, and what it does is it connects to the Facebook API, and it allows you to create ads and upload them to your ad account. So I never even log into Facebook anymore. I don't log into Facebook to check my ads. Everything gets done inside of Koya. So what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to create some ads. So first, all you have to do in Koya is you come to your account and you type whatever page you want to run a specific ad on. So I'm going to run an ad on my page, which is Mike Nelson, and I'm going to create a link ad. And we talked about link ads. It's where when you click that ad, it'll go directly to a website. So this link ad that I'm about to create, I'm going to come over here. All right, the screen is not working with me, but over here it says link ad. And all right, this is going to be tough. So I'm going to create this link ad. I already created a sample copy that's going to go in here in this ad for me. So right here is where you select the display link. The display link is going to show under your headline on Facebook. Usually what I like to put here if I'm running a webinar is in the display link, I'm going to put what time the webinar is, or there's only a limited spots available. And as you can see right there, that's where the display link is located. It's right under the headline and right above the description for that particular ad. So the display link that's going to go here is going to be test copy. And then it's going to say add post link. This is where you want to direct your customers. So if it's a webinar, it's going to be to the webinar registration page. You're going to click add this link right here. I'm going to add a link. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's say if I have different variations of registration page, you can put as many variations of that link into that ad. And what it'll do is now, once I create this one time with all of those different links, let's say if it's 5 different links in there, it'll create 5 different ads to that specific link. So if I have 5 images, it'll create 5 different ads with 5 different images with 5 different links, okay? So you guys can see where I'm going with this. Like if I put 5 images, it's going to create 5 different ads. If I put 5 different images with 5 different links, it's going to create 25 different ads. So this is how you're able to, create multiple ads so you can do the split testing for your webinar. So post text, as I showed you in the demonstration, I like to start my ads off with a question. Then I give them what they can expect on the webinar. And then we go into bullet points as to what's going to happen on that webinar as well. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add that. Then we're going to add a link headline. And I can show you guys what the link headline looks like. It's going to be right there underneath the picture. Usually what I like to tell people in here is like, hey, free webinar, and then the webinar's name. So I'm going to copy this. And then the description, usually what we like to tell them in the description is what time the ad or what time the webinar is going to take place, or you can give them more details from the copy up above, and you can put that in the description of the ad. And don't worry, you guys will be able to see exactly what this looks like as soon as I'm done here. And then I have 5 different ad images. So this is how you're going to test to see what ad images are converting on your website. When you always run an ad, you're not going to want to just run one image. I don't care, your copy can be the same, your link headline can be the same, but the images, in my opinion, the images are what gets people to click on your ads. And when I do the case study, you'll see exactly like what type of ads work best for us and which ones convert because of the ad images. So I'm going to select 5 different ad images that I created. And what you can do is, if you create the images, it's very simple. All you got to do is just choose the files and then open them up inside of Koya. It'll upload them in there for you. And the last step is going to be selecting if you want it to be a desktop ad, either a desktop news feed or desktop right side ad. If you want it to be a mobile news feed or a mobile news feed and audience network ad, or just mobile news feed only. When I start off my testing, like if it's a new audience that we're running traffic to, when I start that off, it's going to just be to the mobile, desktop, and news feed, and they're going to all be in the same ad set. So we're going to do this desktop and mobile news feed, and then we're going to create the ad. And once I create it, what you're going to see is that now I have 5 different ads with all the same copy, the same links, same headlines, but different ad images. And you can get really creative in here. You can run it where if I just want to run ads to desktops with the same images, and then I can run ads to mobile with the same images. So you can split it up as well inside of Koya. It gets pretty cool, like as you start to have more images and different copy in there as well. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my targeting. So I have the images ready now. They're on my page. Now I need to find the audience to target. So let's say if I was running the ad, a webinar to a business audience. The first thing that you're going to want to do is come over here and do your locations. So if I want to target people that are in the United States, I can either select United States and Canada. I can split those ads up, which, you know, and I'll show you in the case study, you'll realize that people in different countries, they buy. So you can target your whole, you can target Canada, you can target United States, you can target United Kingdom in different ads. So you don't have to have them all mixed up. So that's pretty cool as well. So I'm gonna just type in United States. And then I'm gonna type in Canada as well. So let's go ahead and do Canada. And then I can choose to either run them all in the same ad set, or I can choose to split them. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose to split them. And what you're gonna see down here is that it's gonna split those audiences. If you can see right here in the bottom right, it's gonna split them into 2 different segments. And what that means is when it splits it into 2 different segments, that means that I'm gonna have those 5 different ads. Those ads are gonna go into 2 different countries. So now I'm gonna have a total of 10 ads. If I was to add another country, I'll have 15 ads. So that's how you really find out who's buying from what particular ads, because you're going to start adding those conversion pixels as well. And then you can select languages. I always just leave that blank. It's automatically at English. And here's a good part. So let's say if you know that your audience is between the ages of 25 and 45. You can, here, what you can do is you can split that up. Actually, it'll be 25 to 44. You can split that up by years. So if I wanted to split this by male and female, or if I wanted to split it up by every 5 years, I can do it to people who are between the ages of 25 and 25 and 30. I can do it from 31 to 34. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to find out, you know, even more deeper information about these people, because in the case study you'll see certain age groups purchase more than others. And that was one thing I never understood when I got in, before I knew about marketing, was how can you market to, you know, people who are 18 and 24 and you know that they're going to buy? Well, you're going to know that they're going to buy because you can track all of that information inside of Facebook. So I'm just going to run this to males and females. I'm not going to split it. And now I'm going to run it to different interests. So yeah, you can. Actually, it's supposed to be a drop-down menu. I'm not sure why it's not showing up there, but it'll give you, you can choose every year you want. So let's see if we want to do interests. And let's go back to our one that we used earlier. What it'll also do is it'll give you other websites that these people would possibly be interested in, and now you can start adding those websites into your audience that you're going to create. So we got OkCupid, B2, I don't know what these are, and Match, eHarmony, Plenty of Fish. You know, let's just go ahead and just add all of these. All right, so now what you can see is I have all of these interests. Now, what's going to happen right now if I run this ad? I'm going to have 2 different segments. I'm going to have people in the United States and Canada, and it's going to go to all of these interests at one time. But what I want to do is I want to find out which one of these audiences are converting. So if I run all of these ads to these specific interests and I put a conversion pixel on there, as people start to click and they start to buy, I'll start to know what interest they're coming from. And that will help me be able to scale further than that. Yes. So the way that it's not going to do all of it automatically for you. Of course, you're going to have to put the information in so that it can do it. And I'll actually get ahead of myself and I'll tell you, in the webinar stats, we actually ran the case study. We ran ads to the United States, and then we ran ads to Canada and then Australia. And what we found out was that different age groups from the same interest bought from a specific interest on Facebook than in Canada and Australia than in the United States. So to answer your question, yes, it was the same ad, but we had different results in different age groups outside of the United States. So if you have an offer that can be ran to different countries, definitely try it, and definitely split it up by age so you can see exactly which one's going to work for you. So just like the age up here, for some reason, the ability to split the interest in here isn't showing. So what I'm going to do is Koya lets you save your results. So let's say this audience right here, I can run to this audience over and over again. All you have to do is just come down here and select Save As, and you can create a folder, and then you can put that inside that folder. So I'm going to just do this as a test. I'm going to save it. Then you're going to name your template and save it to that folder. And now it saves it to your ad account. So now you can use that over and over again. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close out of that and refresh it and come back to see if I can actually split those ads up. All right, so for some reason I still can't do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split up the male and the female, and I'm going to split up the country so I can show you guys how that works. So we're going to use this audience here. And as you can see, now what I have is I have an audience of 860,000 people going to 25 and 44 to males. And let's see if it's going to show country. Okay, so it's all going to the same interest, but they're all going to different countries and different age groups. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my targeting, but now I'm going to publish these ads. So I'm going to create all of these ads in Facebook. And in order to do that, all I have to do is click this button up here, which is going to publish ad. And as you can see over here, it says generate 20 ads. So I'm going to generate them, and I'm just going to put them inside of a new campaign. Okay, and far as here with the ad prefix, usually what I'll do is, because we test so many different ads, I'll name this first set right here, first, so that I'll know that if it's in my ad account, that's the first ad that I ran for that specific one. So you can schedule your time. You can set it when you want it to end. The way that I run all of my ads is I do conversion. So if I optimize for conversion pixel, what this will do is, some people like to do CPC, which is cost per click when you're running a link ad. And what'll happen there is you're bidding on your clicks. And sometimes you may get people that'll just start clicking on your ad and they're not converting. Well, what I like to do is I like to put a conversion pixel on my thank you page, the webinar thank you page. So what that's going to do is it's going to track, Facebook's going to optimize for people who are registering for my webinar. And that works way better for webinar registrations than anything else. So people tried, CPC, we've tried that. Doesn't work as well. Optimized CPM doesn't work as well. But when I do cost per conversion, it works very well. With any ad that I run if you're not getting any traffic, bid higher. So that's all I do. If no traffic is coming through, raise it up. Some people like to raise it up a couple cents. I'll raise it up about $10, $20 to get that ad to start getting impressions. And then once I see that it's working, if it is working, I'll bump it up some more. If it's not, I'll bump it down. All right, so right here, what I'm gonna start off at is $30. So I'm telling Facebook I'm willing to spend $30 per conversion that they send me. I never pay anywhere close to $30. I usually get conversions at like between $1 and $4. So they never spend that if your ad is pretty good. If it sucks, Facebook is going to charge you about $30, but I never had that problem. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to show you that right now, but your pixel is going to be inside your ads manager. Inside Facebook, it gives you the ability to create that conversion pixel, and you can create it for your website. In ClickFunnels, we just place it on the webinar checkout page. And then also, what you want to make sure you do is you put that pixel on the thank you page, but then you also put it on, if you're going to have a webinar, put it on your webinar purchase thank you page. So now you can see what interest they come from. You can see how old they are. You can see, if that converted into an actual sale from what particular interest as well. Yeah, you can get the tracking codes from Koya. You can create it in here, or if you want to, you can create it in Facebook as well. In order to use that tracking code, all you do is you come over here and you create that tracking code. It has Google Analytics, and you can create the variable links to track all of your ads as well. When we sell our t-shirts, we use variable links to see exactly what age group these individuals are coming from. If they're coming from like 25 to 34 or 35 to 44, that helps us as well because it gives us Facebook stats, but then we're also tracking our own stats as well to see exactly where the sales are coming from. And then once you put all your tracking in place, I didn't put a budget. So I'm gonna put a budget of $20 per day for each ad set. And as you can see, I have 4 different ad sets, and it's going to charge me, $80 a day because it's 4 different ones. And the reason why it's 4 different ad sets, it's 4 ad sets, but each ad set has 5 images in it. So there are 5 different ads. And what we're telling Facebook is, hey, optimize all of these ads to get us conversions. And a little tip is actually I found out that it doesn't matter what ad is pulling all of the conversions for you, because if you try to run it over and over again, Facebook will stop sending it traffic. That's what we realize. But every time we run a new webinar, I like to put at least 8 ad images inside one ad set to the interest, because what happens is once one ad starts slowing down, Facebook has 7 more that it's going to run traffic to. So 7 more that may not have stats. And that's what actually keeps our conversion rate down unless we bump our budget up. So if we just keep it at a certain amount and it has 8 different ad images in that ad set, Facebook will optimize it and we can get conversions for webinars around $1.50 to $2 all day. So that's actually, that's a quick tip for you guys. Now what happened is all of my ads are created right now. I can run all of those ad sets to those different interests or those different audiences. And all I have to do now is just publish to Facebook. And now it'll be uploaded to my account. So if I wanted this to go live and I wanted to put 20 ads into my account, it'll go ahead and it'll start doing that automatically. Yeah, everything is done through Koya. As far as placing the conversion pixels, creating your audiences, creating the actual ads, uploading the images. I don't log into Koya, into Facebook anymore. I can actually track all of my, and it's better, I can track all of my ads inside of Koya. And the good thing is, inside of Koya, I can schedule ads. You can day part. So if I want to run ads only at 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., I can do that. And one way that I can run ads and not have to worry about them is you can put rules on them. So I can create 300 ads and I can put a rule to where if the conversion cost is above $20, then stop that ad. And Facebook will stop the ad and then it'll just run all of the other ones. So there's no way we can lose money, once you start knowing your numbers by using Koya. I honestly, I don't look at cost per click. I don't look at click-through rate. All I look at is conversions and costs. And then after that, like when I'm starting to ad, that's all I look at. But then after that, what we start to do is exactly how much that interest has made you. So now you can start to spend more per conversion on that ad. When you're running webinar traffic, I mean, honestly, cost per click, like some of our click-through rates are at like 2%. To me, in other businesses, we're able to see click-through rates at 7. But if I'm rating it on that, then we wouldn't be making any money because I'm gonna try to get a 7% click-through rate and I can't. But I can get, a 2% click-through rate, but 159 opt-ins at $3. So it all matters on, opt-ins and then if they're converting into actual sales. That's what I would worry about. He's actually going through the Facebook API right now to try to get that public. He's been doing that for about a month now, so I can't tell you exactly when that's going to happen, but he's going to release it to the public for free. Everything we do is all Facebook. I mean, I really couldn't tell you that. Everything is all Facebook. Let me go ahead and continue. So at this point, all of the ads will be ran on Facebook right now. They'll be uploaded into the account, and it'll give us the ability, Facebook, they'll put the ads in review. It usually takes us about like 5-10 minutes before they're actually active, and we're starting to see traffic to it. All right, so what I want to do is go into the case study. You guys interested in learning about the case study? On how we turned $1 into $116. Everything that we did up until this point is how we got to, actually being able to figure out this ad. It's a lot more entertaining, trust me. So the case study I did that's actually me and Liz right there. I actually met Liz on Facebook. She shot me a message, and we ended up talking on Skype. And we decided to become accountability partners. And as I was talking to her, we were setting our goals. She let me know that she had a webinar, but she couldn't get traffic to be ran to the webinar. And I said, hey, Liz, you know what? I can run traffic. I've never ran webinar traffic, but I want to help you because I know that you have the ability to be successful because, your personality, your stuff, I want to help you out. So after we got off that call, we decided to work together. And after I got off that call, I actually didn't know what I got myself into because I didn't run webinar traffic ever before. So I didn't know if we were going to be successful or if we were going to fail. But from the stats that I'm going to show you guys right now, we had a little bit of success, and I want to show you guys that. So here's our stats. This is a webinar that we ran on December 12th or December 4th of 2014. We had a total of 1,439 web registrations. These are people who clicked on our ad and they came over and they registered for the webinar. The people who actually showed up to that webinar was 330 people actually showed up. And from that webinar, we had a total of 50 sales. Now, when you guys look at the profit, take note of one thing, and when you look at the ad spend, take note of one thing. Of these total sales, it's actually going to be more in profit because some of these sales actually, they're on the plan, correct? They're on the plan. So it's going to actually be more than sales in that. But the revenue generated was $30,000, not including all the individuals that, going to pay in the future. And our advertisement cost, it was $5,700, all right, roughly. The good thing I like about running ads for Liz is that her currency is in New Zealand and we're making money in the US. So I'm looking at these conversions, it's like $1.70. Well, actually, if you convert it over in the US, it's like way less than that. It's amazing. But our total profit for this webinar was $25,000, right? But this isn't the impressive part. I mean, how many of you guys would like to spend $5,000 and make $25,000? All right? I'm pretty sure you guys would do this every day. But that's good, but it's not great. So let me show you what's the great part about this case study. Before I do that, I need to show you the ads, actually. These are the two ads that were winning for us. These brought in a majority, almost half of the sales. And as you can see, we don't really have any engagement on these. We have 11 likes on one and 1 comment, and we have 12 likes on another and a 1 share. And a lot of people who are starting off on Facebook, they say, but I'm not getting any likes. I'm not getting any shares, and nobody's, liking my stuff. All that matters is if they're registering for the webinar, because that's when we can start, tracking them. And another funny thing is the ad on the left was created by my team, and then the ad on the right was created by Liz, and we always go back and forth like, hey, which ads are we going to use? And she always want to use hers, and I say, hey, let's use mine. But what's funny is that both of these ads brought in probably about the same amount of sales, so we don't know who won yet. But what I want to show you guys is some stats. This is actually an ad that we ran to the US, and I wish I can zoom in so you guys can see this, but to the US audience, we spent $4,400 running ads to this audience, and we had 1,135 registrations, which is way more than half of our registrations. Go ahead. Okay. All right, but you guys can't see this small text, can you? All right, so if you look up here, it'll show you guys that we spent $611 on one interest, okay? On that one interest, we had 11 sales. Oh yeah, it was like a social media person or whatnot that we ran the interest to. And the audience was around 20,000 people. So think about it. We spent $600 and we had 11 conversions, which totaled $11,000. So we spent 600, made 11,000, but we had 182 registrations. Those numbers are good, right? But it gets better than that. Yeah, so that's how we able to track this. So like what the stats will look like is before the webinar, all I can see is registrations. But after the webinar, that pixel is live. And once they go on the webinar, even if it's 10 days, 25, it goes up to like, I think 25 days that pixel is actually going to still fire. So being that this pixel was attached to that person, when they actually purchase the item, it actually shows up as a checkout. And the funny thing about this is we deleted this campaign, and it actually still shows all the checkouts, so they're still coming in. All right, so we spent $611. We had 11 conversions, but it gets better than that. Of those 11 conversions for that same interest, and I'm sure you guys can't see this, of those 11, 10 of those people were between the ages of 45 and 54. This ad ran to people who were 18 all the way up to 65 and older. So are you guys seeing where I'm going with this? Now I'm able to look at these stats and see, hey, your audience is 45 to 54 in that specific interest, and 10 people bought. But guess what? We spent $611 to get those conversions. But guess how much we spent to get these 10 conversions? Can anybody guess? Anybody want to take a guess? $200? $1,600? $30? Actually, it was better than that. Or not $30, but we spent $94 to get 11 conversions, or to get 10 conversions. So we spent $94 to make $11,000 or $10,000. Who would do that? What's that? All of our ads were going to females. So these are females in one specific interest between the ages of 45 and 54. And we spent $94. And it gets even better than that, but this ad was running to people who were 18 and older to 16, it was going to infinity. So people who were, on Facebook and they're 65 and older, this ad was going to them. So that's the US stats. Oh no. So these were inside of Facebook, you can do a report. And you can do a report and you can fix that report to show you people on mobile devices, to show you people's age, to show you the interest. The only way you can do interest is if you separate them in the ad sets. There's no way Facebook is going to show you the interest that people are converting on. But inside of Koya, something that's useful is I can see what interests people are clicking on. Like, if I run like 20 different interests inside of one ad set, I can see what interests they're clicking on. That's one thing you can do on Koya. But in the Facebook's reporting section, you can split it by age, you can split it by device, you can split it by male or female. But being that we already split it by female, all we can see here is the age groups.
Those stats are from Facebook?
Yeah, these stats are from Facebook reporting. So as you guys can see, why he was surprised. But it gets better than that because we ran ads to Australia and Canada. And this is where it got good because as you can see, over here, we went to one interest, but 12 of our sales came from that one interest. And we spent a total of $427 in that particular interest, all right? So just think about it. Right now, we didn't even target just that interest. So once we start running these ads again, we can run one ad to that specific interest, to that specific age group, and now you can do even more things. You can spend less money and convert more, so now you're gonna start making more. Now your business is gonna start making more, and that's when it starts to get good. So we spent $427, we had 12 conversions, and that came from 109 registrations. But of those 12 registrations, 10 of them came from the age group of 35 and 44-year-olds, okay? And of those people who registered that's in this category, 10 of them bought. So that's 25% of people who register for the webinar from that particular ad. 10 of those people actually purchased the product. All right, so what you can see, and you guys can't see this, so I'm gonna break it down to you, is that 6 of those sales in that specific interest came from people who purchased on an iPad. So what this tells me is that now, if I want to target people in Australia and Canada in that specific age group, I can just run mobile ads. Mobile ads directly to those people because they're gonna buy from their mobile. Or I can just run ads to specifically people who are running on iPads. And you can do that inside of Facebook. You can run it to specific people who are running on mobile or desktop or iPads or using a specific Apple device or using a Droid phone. You can set that up in Koya, or you can set it up inside of the Ads Manager. That, it doesn't matter, but you can set it up in there. All right, so you guys impressed? Is that those some good numbers? All right. So when would you guys like to get this started in your business? All right. So this is, all possible. Everything that I showed you guys here is exactly how we do things. It's very simple. All you have to do is start split testing your ads, testing images, looking at the reports, but it can be done. All right. So pretty sure it's a no-brainer that you guys would like to start doing this. And once you leave here, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will start, go home and get on your computer and actually start creating some ads for your business and run traffic to your webinar. So there are some people out there who just don't want to start running traffic to their webinar themselves. They may, want help from someone else, or they may want to just have someone manage all their ads. So now, Russell, he gave me the opportunity to actually work with individuals here. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not something I do full time. I don't run ads. I have several other businesses, so I'm not able to work with 10 people, 15 people. Other than Liz, I told her, hey, you're the main focus. You're the one I started off with. I'm only able to take about 2 more people, where we'll actually be able to help them, run ads in their business. I just asked Liz yesterday. She told me she did over 6 figures in, just the short time that we've been working together. So, we've had a lot of success. We have a lot of data, and it works. So what I did was I went over to, I created a form for you guys. If you would like to work with me, what you guys can do is just fill out that form. It's just a couple of questions about your business, far as like, if you have a webinar registration page up and running, how much you're comfortable, spending far as advertising. And in order to actually fill out the applications, what you guys can do is go to iruntraffic.com /Russell, and you guys can fill out that application and we'll review it. If I feel like we're a perfect fit together, we can actually start working together and running traffic to your webinar. All right. Now's the time to take questions. Anybody have any questions about what we went over?